Welcome to the new Hypeman Show Live with your host and professional crappie angler, Mr. Zeke Anderson. Hey, we're talking all things crappie, including tournaments, baits, electronics, tips, tricks, and more. The Hypeman Show Live is brought to you by none other than the Bass Tank. And now, here's the hype man himself, Mr. Zeke Anderson.
What is going on, folks? Thank you guys for jumping on this evening. Oh, it has been a few weeks. I am at the Hype Man World headquarters at my house, going live. Super stoked for my guest tonight. It has been several weeks since we've been able to do the show. Took a little break for the holidays, and last week, man, I greatly apologize. I'll just tell you what happened. I went to the doctor. I turned 40 this last year. Went in to get a routine physical, and I am not good with blood. Okay, and they had to draw some blood, and I worked through lunch, and so I didn't eat anything all day, and went to the doctor. And when they drew that blood, I ended up passing out. So I apologize to you, Dustin, first of all, for having to postpone on you, and to everybody that gets on here and watches every week. I appreciate you guys. You're the reason that we do this. So I had just a little issue, no big deal. I'm fine. Thank you for everybody that reached out and checked on me. Very kind to you guys. But now, without further ado, I have got a stud, an up-and-comer in the crappie world. Greatly appreciate this guy. I have fished in tournaments against him. He's an awesome angler. He's a full-time guide, professional crappie angler, and also, my goodness, and we're going to show some pictures here in just a few minutes of the giant deer that this guy has been able to harvest this year. Dustin McDaniel, Shannon, please bring him in, and let's get this party started. What's up, Dustin?
What's going on, Zeke?
Man, you got a great-looking mustache, first of all. Thank you for being patient with me and last week dealing with me and jumping on here with me this evening, man.
I'm glad we could make it. I actually just got over COVID. Today's my last day of quarantine, so yeah.
Wow. No better thing to do in quarantine than go live.
Exactly. This is the second time I've had it. So
yeah, I've had it once, man. I'm glad you're getting over it. I know that we've had some guys at the shop been struggling the past week or so. I know this thing's running rampant again. So
it is. Did I hear in your introduction? Did I hear that you're 40?
Yes, I turned 40 last year. Yeah, I know. I'm a real man now.
My goodness.
I'm an OSU graduate, so if you guys follow Oklahoma State, you know Mike Gundy. I'm a man. I'm 40. Speech.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you don't look it.
No, I appreciate you. You're nice. You're very kind. Yeah, last May I turned 40, so trying to keep up with the health side of things, and it kind of backfired on me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, not a bad thing, but man, for all you guys watching, this is Dustin McDaniel. Okay, Dustin McDaniel. He's a stud. How old are you, Dustin?
23.
23?
Yeah. 24 in a few days, January 20th.
So I am. This is a guy that is up and coming in the crappie tournament fishing world that I have had the pleasure to fish against a couple times this year. We share at least one of the same pro staffs. I know that we're on the same team with Power Crappie, right?
Yep.
Huckabee rods. And who do you tournament fish with? Who's your partner for tournaments?
Ken Robertson, the owner of the rods. So, yeah.
Ken Robertson, awesome guy. He started with Todd Huckabee. Huckabee rods, Power Crappie.
Yeah.
And I've been with these guys for I think 3 years now, probably close to 3 years anyway.
Awesome.
and lucky to have them supporting myself and Dustin both,
Great rod.
and great rods, great people. Ken is he speaks for himself. I mean,
Oh yeah.
great individual. I love that you get to um, tournament fish with Ken. That's
Oh yeah. We
awesome
have a
that you
blast.
do that. Hey,
We
you
have.
have a blast. It's Ken. He's the most positive guy on
Yeah.
planet Earth, man.
Exactly.
So what was the first? Let's just dive into real quick the first tournament you guys fished together. I'm sorry. Let me back up step. Before we get into that, Dustin, I want to talk a little bit about you. Okay.
Okay.
So where are you from? How did you get started into fishing in general, but specifically past that into crappie fishing?
Okay. I grew up in Baxter Springs, Kansas, southeast Kansas, bottom right corner. Um, I fished and hunt. It's as soon as I could walk, I was fishing and hunting. So that was just something that was kind of embedded in me. My grandpa, my dad, a ton of people had a hand in my success with fishing and hunting. A lot of tips and tricks from all kinds of people. Um, Grew up camping on Lake Uchi, if you ever heard of that before. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Crappie fishing it. I have pictures of me with crappie when the crappie was probably bigger than me. And then so I loved it all the way up. When I got in high school, I kind of started working a little bit and being able to afford my hobby, and got my first boat. Senior in high school, I got my first bass fishing boat and tried bass tournament fishing. Got into that a little bit. Figured out that was a little bit more money than I could play with when you got up there. So I that bass boat I ended up selling. I crappie fished a little bit with that. I'd use my side imaging and just fish docks all the time. This was before live scope, so I would just dock
Sure.
fish mainly. And got into another boat and started tournament fishing again a little bit, and actually started seeing on Facebook about this live scope. And I would just go catch crappie for dinner and stuff like that, just for fun. Still loved it. Anything to do with hunting or fishing, I loved. But I kind of found this place in the live scope. I went on a buddy's boat that had one, fell in love with it. So I got my own and figured out that I could kind of swing it pretty good compared to what I thought was good anyway. And said, man, I should try guiding. I worked the factory for a few years after high school and went into guiding, and here I am. I've got this my second year guiding and been doing super good. God's really blessed me.
That's awesome, dude. I love the success story. I worked in the factory for a few years. To me, that
Oh
says it all, right?
yeah.
Like, thank goodness that and nothing wrong with that.
No,
Obviously, it's a
yeah.
good, honest way to make a living. But you found something that you enjoy, and have passion for,
Sure.
and were able to jump into and really excel at. So I love that success story, man. Love the fact that you took that risk
Oh yeah.
and that leap.
Big one. Yeah.
Yeah, huge
Oh,
risk, man. I mean,
that's why
and
me and my wife, when we first got married, I'm like, we don't have any kids. We're just now starting a life. Why not try it now while we're young? If it doesn't work out, I go back to work in factory if I have to, but why not try it now? So it's been working so far.
yeah, now's the time. I agree.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got a supportive wife.
for sure.
That's obvious from your Facebook posts and everything you
Oh
guys
yeah.
do together. So that is awesome that you guys are able to make this dream a reality.
Oh yeah.
And I know LiveScope has helped do that for a lot of guys.
Oh, for
For
sure. Yeah.
a lot, it's given especially young guys. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
given a lot of young guys an opportunity to
I feel like
jump in that guide world.
it's given us somewhat of a bad gig too, because a lot of people think it's just because of the live scope, but I was so ate up with it, live scope or not. I was figuring out a way to try to make a living, whether it was hunting or fishing. I was going to try to be an outfitter for hunting or a guide for fishing, but it kind of it takes away from you a lot if you do younger generation with live scope. But we can't help that the live scope came out when you can't compete without it anymore, so
Yeah.
it's just one of those things.
not your fault. I get it. I see all the same posts and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that you do, about young guys and all the guides out there,
Oh yeah.
and I have spoken up. I've been vocal about it where, on social media,
Yeah.
and I'll say it here. I have the utmost respect for anyone that chooses to take that risk
Hmm.
and work for themselves, be a full time guide. It's not as easy as people really think
No.
it is.
Uh-uh.
It is a grind day in and
It
day
is.
out. I mean,
The more
it,
busier
sure,
you are, the harder it is. As so funny as that sounds, I mean, the tougher it gets as far as staying on fish and continuously making people once in a lifetime trip for everybody.
it's not an easy thing to do on your A game every
Oh
day,
yeah.
day in, day out, dealing with no shows, dealing
Oh,
with, you know, tough clients. We all know there are tough clients out
oh
there. I
yeah,
do some guide trips, some
for
live
sure.
book training trips here and there,
Hmm.
and there are tougher people to have on your boat than others. And you've got to learn to deal with that, the grind day in and day out. I've got a lot of buddies who are full time guides, and that's how they make their living, and it's not always easy. So
Yeah,
respect to you for and
I
your wife
appreciate
and your wife,
it. Yeah.
especially your wife, for giving you the go ahead to take that risk.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's so. Where do you guide primarily?
Primarily, I guide on Grand Lake in Oklahoma, Grand Lake of the Cherokees. That's where I mainly run my trips. I run special trophy trips though in Kansas, but mainly run in Grand Lake.
Okay, got it. So you're looking for trips northeast Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Give Dustin a shout. What's the name of your guide business so people can look you up?
GFB Outdoors stands for God Fearing Brothers. I got a Facebook page made out of it. You can just check it out, give it a like, and keep up with the post.
GFB Outdoors, God
Yeah.
Fearing Brothers,
Yeah.
GFB Outdoors. You guys look him up, take a look at him. If you're looking for a guide on Grand, Trophy Lake in Kansas, hit this guy up. He can put you on some fish. I guarantee it. I have I've witnessed it.
I don't
The
know
dude
about
can
all
catch
that.
some fish. Oh, you've been beating me. We're going to get to that. But first, let's talk about your success this year, because as I think little of I because of my tournament partner, a very very close friend of mine, Dylan Hackler,
Yeah.
whom got me into deer hunting this year,
Oh yeah.
and I was able to kill a couple deer this
I
year.
saw that. Congrats.
Uh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I know now how much goes into that.
Oh
It
yeah.
it is I mean, once it gets in your blood, I get it. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it is something that I now love to do, love to share stories with other hunting friends.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I was fortunate to take down a decent deer this year. It wasn't a monster, but for me it was great with a
Your
black
heart
powder
still
gun.
your heart still pounds the same no matter the size of that deer. I
A-
guarantee
Amen to that.
it.
But I think Shannon's got a graphic of a deer that you shot this year. Now look at that. That that is for me, that's a lifetime trophy. That's a stud.
If it makes you feel better, that is my biggest whitetail to date. So
Oh, good. That does make me feel a little better. I do
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that. Was that so?
I've got a lot of runner ups, but that is my biggest one.
That is a giant. Do you have those horns sitting there with you?
I've
Oh
got the
my
mule deer.
goodness,
I've got
Shannon. Oh, you
I've
got
got
the
the horn
mule deer
for
horn. Is that this one?
yeah, that one right there. I've got right here.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah,
There you go, folks. This dude can slay some crappie and obviously slay some giant deer.
I
Was
brought
that
these
mule?
horns by the camera, and my wife's like, "Don't be showing your deer horns. You're talking fishing." I said, "I got to show my deer."
Oh, got to. It's all one and the same. All one and the same, man.
Exactly.
That is awesome, dude. That mule deer, I assumed you killed somewhere in Kansas.
Yeah, actually,
You
Western
don't
Kansas.
say where, but
Yeah,
just in Kansas.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Kansas deer.
Oh, the
We don't
only
have
place
mule
that,
deer in Oklahoma.
yeah, Western Kansas is the only place that really has mule deer in Kansas. So,
Yeah. Western Kansas, huge
yeah,
whitetail, huge mule deer this
yeah,
year. Great year for you.
it has.
Lucky you've got the time, to go put in
Yeah,
and
for
live
sure.
this dream.
Yep, you're right.
So we
Super.
got some folks on here. Oh, Matt England's watching. I know you know Matt England,
Oh yeah,
Dustin.
yeah. I was supposed to
What?
take him out on a fishing trip. He came down to visit this week, and I
Yep.
got COVID. I was sick the morning I woke up. I had a terrible fever. Yeah, and
Oh,
he's down here 8 or 9 hour drive, I believe it takes him,
yeah.
and I had to cancel on him and Ken. I was going to get him his 2 pound poker chip, but I missed out on that.
WSD took care of it for you.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Congrats to you, Matt. Man, we all follow you. England Expeditions. If you're up in Shelbyville Lake in Illinois, I believe, you guys check
Hello,
out
everyone.
Matt England.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How we doing? How we doing?
How we doing? How we doing? Boat flip, boat flip, boat flip. Man, Matt has a great personality.
He
If
does.
you don't follow him, check him out. Very entertaining guy. He posts a lot of great videos. But up there where he lives, they don't grow the size of crappie that we have here in Oklahoma. So he's made a trip down here and caught his personal best yesterday or day before yesterday, I think. Um, with Robert Robinson. It was a 231. So
Yeah.
congrats to you, Matt. Super stoked for you, and glad you were able to make it down to Oklahoma, man. Anytime, you were welcome down here.
He'll be
Kip
back.
Wright. Oh yeah, he'll be back. No doubt about it. He'll be back. He might move down here after catching
Yeah,
the fish
that's
that
what
he's
I'm
caught so
thinking.
far.
He already extended his vacation a day already. I thought, oh yeah, he's
Oh,
good.
right, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Sorry for his clients that he had to cancel on
Yeah.
up there in Illinois. He's down here catching giants, okay?
Yeah.
I know yesterday he fished with Todd
Yeah.
Huckabee and had another good day on Eufaula. More of a numbers trip than a size trip. So,
They went to
but
Kurt today.
we went to Kerr today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hadn't heard
Yeah.
about today yet, so I know Kerr's excellent. So hopefully they got on some good fish there. So congrats to you, Matt. Man, thanks for jumping on here and watching. We got Kip Wright on here. Dustin, I don't know if you know Kip yet.
Uh,
He has started the Crazy for Crappie Facebook page.
oh, okay.
Kip was our one of Dylan and I's boat marshals at Texoma.
Awesome. Yeah.
where I fished against you and Ken. Kip's a great guy. So let's see who else we got. Brandon Thomas is on here. I know this guy crushes fish. Brandon, I actually need to holler at you. I need some of these black crappie for a buddy of mine that's stocking a pond. So I'll be getting a hold of you here soon. Yes, Joe Harris, I'm an old man, no doubt about it. Chad Turner, what's going on? Dustin, you know Chad. I'm sure you've
Yeah.
met Chad Turner out there. Old Red Pants, as I like to call him.
I've seen him on Facebook a few times.
Yeah, old Red Pants.
The only time I have seen him, he's had red pants on. So
He's always got red pants on. Let's see. We got Norman Vaughn. What's going on, Norm? Oh, he's on day 4 of COVID. I didn't know that. Sorry to hear that, Norm. Hope you're hanging in there. Kenneth Pierce jumped on. He said, "What's up, Dustin and Zeke?" You know Ken Pierce. Hee-haw. Congrats to you, Ken, on your episode on the hook with Jeremy Mattingly. That was cool to see you guys doing that.
That
I'm
was
glad
awesome.
to see the sport growing. So, but Dustin, we touched on it a little bit. I fished against you guys, you and Ken, I think for the first time at Texoma.
Yeah.
And that was a Wally Marshall qualifier event.
Yeah.
And So was that a 2-day tournament?
Yeah, it was a 2-day tournament. Yeah.
2 day on
Yep.
Giant Lake Texoma.
Yeah. Good
How
fishery.
did Great fishery, man. I
Yeah.
agree. How did it go for you guys on day one?
Man, so day one, this is going to be funny, especially if Ken's watching, because it was actually a very interesting. Nothing that we do is normal or at all normal. Um, it's always got to have some drama or something crazy. But the first morning, I was super sick. We missed 2 practice days before the tournament because I was super sick. And the first morning, we're the first boat to take off. We're boat number 1. Ken drew boat number 1 out of all those boats. And
Unbelievable.
so we're in front of all the boats. We're parked there. It's 5 a.m, and I'm I blew my stinking pants while we're getting ready to put the boat in. I went number 2, first time in my life, and I'm 23 years old, dude. Okay, 23 years old, and that's the first time it ever happened to me. And I looked at Ken, and you know Ken, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm standing at the truck, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I should not have trusted that one." So freaking, so Ken's across the truck. I said, "Ken, I gotta go to that bathroom." And Ken goes, "Man, we got to put in. We got everybody waiting for us." And you know, Wally, come on, he's telling us to put in. I said, "Dude, no, you know what?" And he goes, "Oh, go ahead." So I go to the bathroom while Ken's trying to put in by himself. So that's the start of my first big tournament. And yeah, so I went commando the rest of the day.
I love it.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. But one of the worst but best experiences of my life, though. It was we were on fish. We were on fish really good, and I had my boat with me because his was in the shop for motor repair. He had something going on with his power head. So I had my boat. It's a 150 horse motor with a big old wide aluminum boat, and it goes maybe 45 if you really get on it. And you know how long a run we had to get to where the fish were, out of clear water. It was
Yeah.
it was over an hour run, or probably right at an hour, with my motor just wide open. So we were boat number 1, and I bet we didn't make it a quarter mile, and we ended up boat number 75 or whatever the number was. We watched every boat go by while we're sitting there, and then you have to trust that your spot that you find, that nobody's going to be on it. And when I'm tournament fishing, I really, especially since we didn't have nothing to beat people out of a spot. I was trying to find off the wall spots, outside the box. So thankfully, when we got to our spot, we were the only boat there, and we started where we left fish. We were super excited because I thought, pound and a half fish was a good fish on Texoma at that
Yep.
time.
Yep.
So we had a good bag. We left a lot of big fish there, and a couple brush piles that had 10 to 12 big fish in it, 2 or 3 of those. And we stopped at our first stump bed, and we fished that out for about an hour to 2 hours, and we popped 3 or 4 pretty good tournament fish in the first 30 minutes to an hour probably. And I was pretty excited. Ken's always, the calm guy, like, "Man, you need 7 2-pounders or you ain't competing." Even at Texoma or anywhere, 7 2-pounders or you're not competing. But I was getting excited because I felt like we found the same fish everybody else did. If not, we were on good ones. So we were working our way out of there with the trolling motor. I was just burning water real quick to work our way out of the cove, and ran into a brush pile that we didn't even see during practice, which you love those bonus spots.
Bonus fish. Oh
We
yeah.
sit there. I mean, every drop for probably 5 to 10 minutes, we were ripping good fish. Me and him both. I mean, the brush was just full of big fish too, and that was a blast. We sit there and caught a good 7 fish. So then we didn't want to wear our other spots out for day 2, and we pretty much went scouting the rest of the time, and found a couple really good spots for day 2. And then about 2 hours early, we had to head back to the boat ramp to make it, for the weigh-in. We thought we was like okay, but we didn't know how good we would be setting, and we ended up actually weighing in. Day 1, we were 3rd place. I think we had 12 something pounds, and like I said, for that was pretty good. I want to say it
Awesome
was
day.
the 3rd day 1. Yeah.
Awesome day.
Yeah. But other
Phenomenal
than
day.
my poor poor Ken, though, like I said, I was sick. I mean, he was having to help me with everything. I mean, I was probably top 3 sicknesses of my life, and I'm sitting there trying to fish a tournament. It was brutal.
That's tough, man. I've been there.
Oh yeah.
Um, I fished a local club tournament a couple years ago with a buddy of mine, Levi Bennett.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
he's got a guide service, Bennett's Guide Service, and same thing happened to me. Well, not same but different, I guess. I got really sick,
Yeah.
and I got on the boat. I ended up laying down on the boat for more than half
Oh
the day, just cramping and could not.
yeah.
I mean, just did not feel well.
Brutal.
And he had to take care of everything and kind of carry us that day. So we ended up getting fourth in that turn. It was on Worcester,
Oh, that's awesome.
Worcester.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
got a tournament there in February.
coming up, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it's awesome fishery, but yeah, dude, getting sick on
That's
tournament
the word.
day is
Especially
it's
because it's qualifier. It's a really important tournament.
huge
Awful.
tournament. Yeah. But you guys come in day one, you're sitting in third place.
Yeah.
You got to be feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah, man. I thought Jerry Hancock was there. You guys were there. There were so many bigger names there that I knew better than to think that we were going to stay at third place, because I thought, man, but nothing can. You never know what can happen. So
Yeah.
we went day 2, and I was still sicker than a dog. So day 2, I think so we were boat 3 because it went in order of how you weighed in, but it went a lot smoother putting the boat in, if you know what I'm talking about. So we got all that set up. Actually, no, it didn't actually. We put we put the boat in. Ken's like, no, don't forget. We put the boat in. I'm like, I got to bank the boat because it's still bad at this point. So
Yeah.
I banked the boat, run up there. This time Ken brought a roll of paper towels in the boat. In the
At least
boat.
get some dude wipes, man. Get some
Dude,
dude wipes.
yeah. It was serious. So I go up there while they're doing the national anthem, and I can't come back out. He goes, boat number 3. I'm still up there, and I hear him call it, and I'm just sicker than a dog. And I'm like, dang it. He just keeps going, boat number 3. And I don't know if you remember that or not, but Ken's just saying, just go on, let him go. And he goes, all right, boat number 4, go ahead. I think we took off boat 7 or something like that. But again, it didn't matter because all the boats end up passing us anyway.
Yeah.
But man,
I got you.
it was brutal. But we ended up going to the same spot, and it wasn't holding near the fish it was day 1. So we went to the spots that we checked while we were scouting, and then our plan B spots, and we ended up scrounging up a pretty good bag of fish around 10, 11 o'clock. And it was almost like every brush pile you'd catch 5 or 6 fish off of it, and one of them would be a tournament fish. So you have to hit a lot of spots to keep it going. And I hit every spot that I found that week. Like I said, I missed some practice days because I was sick, but we hit every spot I knew of, and then even found some new spots, just really fishing hard. Every about 30 to 45 minutes, though, I had to call call Wally and be able to bank the boat. And my poor marshal, I don't know if you know Scott Bradshaw.
Yeah.
You got to know him.
Yeah.
Man, he was having to sit there on the boat while I'm having to get off the boat every about 45 minutes. He can claim to that story is true. I bet I only got to fish 3 hours that second day of the tournament. And then when we got a good bag of fish, I'm sicker than a dog. And I'm like, and my live well is like almost like a bait tank. Okay, so it's like, I think it's 9 or 12 gallons. It's not made for tournament fishing, keeping fish alive, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
So we don't have no G juice or nothing. We're just winging it. And I'm like, man, so we had a decision to make. Do we fish harder? I think we had 3 more hours left. Do we fish real hard these next 3 hours and chance one of these good fish dying? Or do we just head back and let them, because they check your fish right at the ramp. So or do we just head back with what we got? Because I thought we had a good enough bag to stay at least at third place, which I was ended up being wrong. But I said, man, should we do that? Or so me and Ken were talking. And he's like, let's just go back to be safe, because I would have been sick. One of our fish died, and then I didn't have.
Oh yeah.
So we ended up heading back way early. I think at noon, and I don't remember what the weigh-in was. Do you remember 3 something maybe?
Yeah, I think that it started. I think it started at 3 o'clock. You had to be in
Yeah.
by 2:30.
Okay, so 2:30. We ended up going back like 12:30, and
Yep.
we sat at that boat ramp for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But like I said, we were scared
That's
to.
brutal.
Yeah, it was. But I was nervous of losing the fish, and then
Yep.
I was so sick anyway. We had such a long run back. It just everything, and I didn't want to run out of gas. It was just a mess. So we headed back early, and I think we weighed in 11 something that second day, which I really
Good
feel
bag.
like, yeah, I really feel like if we could have fished harder, I kick myself in the butt all the time, but Ken and I both was all right with. But I think Ken just whatever doesn't cause a problem. He probably knew I should have stayed and kept fishing, but
Yeah.
another fish,
Ken's kin.
yeah, another fish, and we could have probably stayed up there to third, but we ended up bumping down to 6th place, I believe.
Nothing wrong with 6th place in a
Oh,
tournament of that
yeah,
magnitude.
that
You
was
guys
fun.
got to check. You got to check. Um, Gosh, you got 6th. I think that we got 5th in that tournament.
Oh yeah, rub it in, why don't you?
No,
You guys
I'm not
always,
doing that.
I always tell Ken, we got you guys day one every time. But man,
Every time.
every day 2, you guys got us back so far.
every time you guys, and that's the that so that kind of leads me into, actually, Shannon, you with me here? Hey, we are at about the halfway mark here, a little over. We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and we'll be right back with you. And I want to go into talking about multi-day tournament fishing with Dustin, and we'll see if we can, figure some things out here. Cue it up, Shannon.
You're looking to buy fishing electronics, huh? Are you also looking for true experts to help guide you through it? Well, at the Bass Tank, you've come to the right place. We are live forward-facing sonar pioneers with thousands of hours spent learning through winning trophies, cashing checks, and just having fun. Whatever brand you need, we have it. We offer free shipping, and we have 2 financing options available. Our experts are here to help you. Call us today or visit thebasstank.com.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We were just talking about the Wally Marshall qualifier on Texoma last year, that Dustin and I both were able to fish. Thrilled to see Dustin out there, first of all, right?
I appreciate
23
it.
up and comer, great, great fisherman. Awesome to see him and Ken out there. And for those guys that you don't know, I don't feel bad about saying I don't think Ken will care. Ken's an older guy,
Oh yeah,
right? Ken's 70
I
or
think
so.
yes, I think 72 or 74. But I
That's
think,
what I was thinking. Right
yeah,
around, early 70s.
you would never imagine that though.
You would never know. Yeah, you would
No.
never know. I mean, Ken's an awesome dude, and stands up and fishes all day. It's kind
Oh
of
yeah,
remarkable, really.
yeah,
I like sitting down. When I'm fun fishing, I'll sit down and fish. I'm not gonna lie
yeah.
to you. You know, anybody I take out client wise, they want to sit down and fish.
He no doubt has more energy than I do, and he's 70 years old. I don't get
It's
it.
it's amazing. But kudos to Ken, for being that way at his age. Awesome. I know he's going at it again this year with Dustin.
Oh yeah,
But multi-day tournament fishing. This is something that I had to learn early on,
Whew.
with crappie fishing, is how to treat a multi-day tournament. And you touched on it earlier, Dustin, when you said, that the first day of that tournament, you guys found fish, you were on fish, but you didn't wear them out,
yeah,
right? You didn't wear them out. You left fish for the next day.
right,
And if you would have been able to continue your second day and fish, the next, you would have had another hour and a half to 2 hours probably to fish.
right.
Odds are you would have culled up
Yeah, but you can always
probably a half pound,
you can always play
right?
that game, but you never know. I could have
Yeah,
lost a fish. Yeah, could have lost a fish
yeah.
and had a pound less.
You may, yeah, exactly. You may not have called up at all. You may have
No,
had a fish die,
for
and
sure.
that could have cost you. So it's all about decisions
Mm.
with tournament fishing.
Oh yeah,
I think you guys made the right decision
yeah,
with what you did. But like you said earlier, multi-day tournament fishing, you have to leave fish for the next day. You've either got multiple spots found with big fish in them, or you have an area found
right.
with big fish, and you don't wear them out that day to make a point oh 0.01, 0.02
Yeah,
call,
yeah.
because odds are that fish isn't going to bite the next day.
A
So,
lot of people I feel like too don't get the memo of scouting for tournaments too. A big problem people have is they fish instead of um, practice, if that makes sense. Like people just go and just wear the fish out all week, and they'll catch all the fish they see. And I feel like that hurts them so bad in the long run, because they're always good in practice. If you ever notice, there's a lot of people that are always have a good weight that would have landed up there in practice, but never tournament, because their fish are wore out, or they're just not there because they fished them so hard.
yeah, I'm going to start carrying practice ribbons around with me every tournament I go to, and slapping them on people's chests, myself included, because I've been guilty of that.
Oh yeah.
100%. Me and Dylan both. We've been guilty of that. And all of us are wired the same way, right? We love
Oh
to
yeah.
catch fish. You see
Oh yeah.
one, you want to catch them all. Want to catch them all. Dylan always says it. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I just want to catch them all." And so that is a tough thing, but definitely with the technology that we have at our disposal now,
Right.
that we can not only see the fish, but we can. And I mean, I can say this with Garmin Live Scope wholeheartedly. And Dustin, you too. I know you can back this up. We've been running this technology for a long time. Uh, we can get within ounces sizing up a
Right.
fish most of the time
For sure.
before we catch it.
Yeah.
I've run the other live forward-facing sonars. Personally, I have, and I have not been able to have the same success with them. I'm not saying that over time I couldn't dial them in better and figure them out better, and
Right.
be able to do that, similar thing. But
I've only
for
been on
me,
one. I've been on one other, and it wasn't. I couldn't do it near as good as the Garmin.
same. I'm right there with you. I've had I just haven't been able to do it. And I know that there are better fishermen out there than myself.
Oh yeah.
Obviously that's, but
Whatever.
I'm not bad, but I'm definitely not the best out there by any stretch of the imagination. Neither is Dustin. You know that. I'm right, Dustin.
I mean, I guess.
There, yeah, you might be the best.
Oh,
You might
whatever.
be the best, man. Um, So we got some other people jumping on here. Let me check these comments out real quick. Hold on just a second, Dustin. And Joe Harris, he says, "I'm going to Spavinaw Lake tomorrow. Any tips?" Joe, I don't fish Spavinaw often. Brandon Thomas, if you're on here, or Joshua Matthew, I think fishes Spavinaw. If you guys are on here, please reply to Joe, help him out a little bit. Joe, I've got to go figure out Spavinaw to catch some black crappie for a buddy of mine that's needing some for his pond. John Gathright, what's going on? John Gathright, dude, I appreciate you. I'm excited for you and Jeff Larch fishing the state trails this year. You guys will have a great time. Ken, I know. Dylan, sorry, Dylan. I'm calling you Dylan.
It rhymes.
Yes, Dustin had a funny story. Yes, Reggie Donner, again, funny story. We won't dive back at you. Norman Vaughn, again, funny story. Yes, we know. Blake Phillips says, "What's up, Dustin?"
What's
You
going
know
on?
Blake Phillips.
Yeah, he hooks me up with the eye hole jigs.
Okay, that's eye hole jigs, right?
He's the
Blake
owner
Phillips.
of the. Yeah. They've got a scent holder in the top of the head of the jigs.
How's that? Or is it a nibble holder? What's
Yeah,
that?
I'll show you real quick. Just
You
so
got one there?
yeah, I got one right here.
Check this out.
I don't know if you can see that or not. The hole in that head. Let me see there.
So is there a hole in the center of that head?
Yeah, there's a hole in the center of that head, and you can just put your power bait. You know, people have a lot of people like putting bait on their hook with their jig instead of it falling off all the time. You know, you can just put it in the head, and it'll stay in there a lot longer.
Yeah. So cool, very cool jig hook there, guys. Eye hole jigs. They help Dustin out. You guys check them out.
Pretty good hooks.
Thanks, Blake, for jumping on here. Jeff Larch says, "What's up, guys?" He said, "Dude, you guys rocked out, both of you guys at Texoma." So thanks, Jeff, for jumping on.
Jeff's the man.
Yeah, dude, he's killing it. He's gonna have a great season, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Levi Lemon, good buddy of mine, Lemonhead Crappie Baits, is on here. He says, "Always got the studs on live. Can't wait to see how y'all do this year. Good luck to you both." So thank you, Levi. Yeah, good dude. That's another young up and comer, man. I'm gonna have him on my show.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's actually a neighbor.
Really?
I mean, I kind of live on some acres, but he's in the neighborhood across the street. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good dude. Been killing it lately. Caught a 277 recently. I think it was a 277. Levi, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was a 277 you caught.
Man.
I'm not going to say where because
come on.
I'm the one that told him where to go.
Oh man, now I need to get better friend list here.
Exactly.
I need to get moved up.
Yeah. So congrats to him for catching that giant. Michael Berry, gotta love the practice champions. He says, "Amen, brother." We've all been one of the practice. I need to take a step back because I feel a little bad. I have been the practice champion before. Okay, I am not talking crap.
I haven't fished enough to be too bad on it, but Ken always gets me when I try to make excuses or say something about practice. He's like, "Don't be that guy that sits there and has a row of excuses, or you caught him in practice, or you could have done this or that."
You don't want to be that guy.
He really helps me. He's been in the industry a lot longer than I have, so he kind of guides me a little bit in the right direction.
Kind of keeps you grounded. And,
yes.
I've had to learn that, over time. And you never want to brag about what you catch in practice. And,
exactly.
I'm not going to say there aren't head games that are played out there, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's trying to play a head game with one another.
They work sometimes too.
Oh, they definitely do. So there are those times to play those head games, but and I mean, shoot, sometimes you're not on anything in practice.
Oh,
but you go tell everybody you're on them. So it's just all about the pride that you have when you come into the weigh-in, right?
Oh yeah.
Brian Baker, man, you're always on the water, dude. I appreciate all the videos. Brian's up in your area, right, Dustin? Can you hear me? Dustin. Okay, we're going to get Dustin back. Okay, hold on. We're going to get Dustin back here. There he is. You back? I got no audio from Dustin. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hey, Dustin, if you can hear me, turn it off and log back in. I'm going to keep going through some of these comments, guys, and we'll try to get Dustin back online here. I still can't hear you, man. I got no audio. If you guys are looking for a spoonbill trip or a Sandhill crane trip, hit up Brian Baker. This dude is the man. Spoonbill Records and Crane Hill Records. Say something, Dustin. I have no idea why I lost audio with you. This doesn't make any sense to me. Is your volume all the way up? I'm not a good lip reader. I don't know what's going on. You look good. You look good. I mean, that mustache and those giant deer behind you look good. Let's see. Dustin, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I can't hear you, man. We've been going for a while now. I apologize to you guys for having some technical difficulties. Might be an internet connection. I'm going to go through the rest of these comments. Guys, we'll keep trying to get Dustin back here, but I appreciate everybody jumping on. Joe Harris, it's been 30 years since I've been there. Man, I wish I could help you. I wish I had some insight. It's been probably 4 years since I've been there. So, let's see. Denton Ramsey, hitting a pit the size of a small lake loaded with big black crappie tomorrow. Excited to have Bowware out there with the live scope. No doubt about it, dude. Those pits can be just jacked full. Nah. Audio's gone, bro. Stay on though. Let me just I'm gonna close this out with you, Dustin, with you on. And I'll obviously do the talking. I'm sorry that we're experiencing some difficulties. Dustin McDaniel, folks, if you guys have not looked this guy up, GFB Outdoors guide service, check him out. Grand Lake. This dude catches big crappie, lots of crappie, kills giant deer, obviously, which I'm incredibly jealous of. Maybe next year I can convince him to let me tag along and at least hold my camera for him or something while he kills these big deer. Power crappie, eye hole jigs, Redneck Rubber, I believe. You know, some of his sponsors. Bobby Garland, sorry, I apologize. Bobby Garland. He's a Bobby Garland guy. But brother, thank you so much for getting on here with me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're an inspiration. Keep it up. I love that you fish with Ken Roberson, representing Power Crappie, Huckabee Rods. You guys had a great year. For those of you that don't know, Dustin and Ken fished the Wally Marshall Invitational after qualifying at Texoma and had a top 25 finish. There they are, right there. Thank you, Shannon. Had a great finish at the Wally Marshall Invitational, made it to the big stage. So hats off to those guys for hanging in there. They were actually in the top 10 after the first couple days. Had a little falter. No offense, Dustin. Had a little falter after, on day 3. Yeah, I know. We've talked about it at length. He's becoming a better and better multi-tournament day fisherman as his career progresses, and he'll just get better. So, Dustin, thank you so much for being with me tonight. And dude, we'll get together. We'll do this again. We'll do this again, man. And keep at it. Stay after it. Stay humble. Keep doing what you're doing. And let's help grow this industry together. So appreciate you, man. We'll sign you off, and I'm going to answer the rest few of these questions and jump off here. Thanks, brother. Okay, guys. Sorry. Having some audio problems there. Trey Underwood, what's up, my friend? Yes, sir. You and Tucker, we need to get you guys on here very soon. Excited about that. If you guys don't know Trey and Tucker Underwood, check them out. Ryan Williams, thank you, my friend. Michael Berry, what's your thoughts about the new Ghost 360? Seems like Lowrance is reaching here. Again, another technology they copy from their competitors. Michael, it's really cool. It's a really cool update they've come out with, to be honest with you. I'm stoked about this Ghost 360. They're utilizing the side imaging crystals that are already there, the technology we already have, just with the software update. It's I get where you're coming from as an angler, and but if you've got a ghost trolling motor, I don't see much of a reason not to do this. You got to replace the nose cone with a transducer. I think it's a couple $100 to do that, and a free software update, and you're good to go. So, and you basically got 360. So it's a cool technology. Yes, Doug Johnson, I agree. Best crappie fishing staff I've ever seen. Mustache. Michael, can't win practice or the tournament. Amen. Yes, Jeff, I think Dustin will be at some Oklahoma shows coming up. All right, guys, that's it. I appreciate everybody jumping on tonight. I'd like to recognize our page sponsors, Beat Down Outdoors, the Bass Tank, Huckabee Rods, Slab Syndicate, Hair Jigs. So, guys, thank you so much. Also want to give a shout out to Shannon Young behind the scenes. If you guys haven't checked out his YouTube channel, Smoking the Wild, man, give it a look. Subscribe. Check out his videos. He is teaching all of us how to be better redneck chefs. So thanks everybody for jumping on, and we will see you next Thursday, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, and with another special guest. So thank you guys very much for joining.